Good morning, Reyna Mercedes. The 16th regular session of Reyna Mercedes Council is in assemble. The Honorable Harold Respicio presiding.
Thank you so much. This session is called to order. Madam Cotaran, please.
Let us all pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Loving God, we are all gathered in this session hall today, asking for your support and guidance, and give us also wisdom as we begin our session. Help us to become attentive as we discuss on ordinances and resolution. Help us to become fair and just in making a decision, and listen to other ideas. Help us to decide for the benefit of our community and with integrity. Help us to become considerate, understanding to everyone, so that the responsibility that entrusted on us, it can be done correctly. Fill our hearts with honesty and respect. Thank you for your blessings and comfort. We all ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Cotaran, please. Mr. Secretary, call the roll, please.
The Honorable Paulo Aradun. The Honorable Arnold M. Marangan. The Honorable Hilaria M. Cotaran. The Honorable Edwin M. Esteban. The Honorable Albino B. Contapay. The Honorable Domingo P. Bawa Jr. The Honorable Salvador P. Apostol. The Honorable Herbert R. Galabay. The Honorable Rodrigo V. Pascual. And the Honorable Andre Dominic Buhangin. Having all the members of the Sangguniang Bayan of Reyna Mercedes, I hereby certify the presence of quorum, Mr. Presiding.
Mr. Valedictorian, your pleasure, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Presiding Officer and August members of this body. My apologies for being absent from our last regular session, but I hope to make it up this week. Mr. Presiding Officer, we now move on to the privilege hour, and I would like to be recognized as I wanted to give my privilege speech, Mr. Chair.
All privilege is yours, sir.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer. Honorable members of this body, I rise on a matter of personal and collective privilege to express our deepest condolences to the bereaved family of the late Police Corporal J.R. Galabay, who lost his life in line of duty while apprehending a person creating trouble. Corporal Galabay's courage and dedication to the service embody the true spirit of our police force. His sacrifice reminds us of the daily risks faced by our men and women in uniform in maintaining peace and order in our municipality. We are truly saddened by the loss of a PNP personnel who is currently who was assigned in Kawayan City. And with this, Mr. Chair, I would like that this body come up with a resolution to express our deepest condolences to the bereaved family of Police Corporal J.R. Galabay, Mr. Chair.
Yes, that resolution will be issued forthwith. Once that resolution is drafted, it will be put up for vote.
Noted on that, Mr. Presiding Officer. Mr. Presiding Officer, may the Secretary be directed to read the items under the unfinished business for today's session.
Yes, Mr. Presiding, we have 10 unfinished business. The first is the updating the Municipal Revenue Code of Reyna Mercedes. That was assigned. This was assigned to the Honorable Paulo R. Adon, Mr. Presiding.
Mr. Presiding, with this business, updating the municipal revenue code, Mr. Presiding, the draft of the facilities and the amount is still in process and finalizing the amount, Mr. Presiding. Thank you, Mr. Presiding.
We will request the Secretary to please proceed with the reading of the other items under the unfinished business, Mr. Chair.
For the second is the updating the rules, regulation, and operating condition for the grant of franchise for motorized tricycle for hire in the municipality of Reyna Mercedes.
Mr. Presiding Officer, with this matter, we scheduled the committee hearing tomorrow, Mr. Secretary, for this matter, for the updating of the rules, regulation, and operating conditions for the grant of franchise for a motorized tricycle for hire in our municipality, Reyna Mercedes, Isabela. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Don't we have a hearing tomorrow, an investigation concerning the disciplinary action filed against a certain barangay official, the whole day? Will it be tomorrow, sir? Or can it wait till next week? It
Yes,
certainly can wait. Till
yes,
next
Mr. Presiding Officer.
All right, I appreciate that, sir. I think we are fully occupied tomorrow for the disciplinary action hearing. Let's reserve ourselves for that purpose only. And I appreciate it that we schedule the committee hearings a week ahead. So let's schedule that hearing on the grant of franchise for motorized tricycle vehicles for next week. And let's dispose of the invitations this week, maybe later. All right, staff, please take note of that.
For the next, Mr. Presiding, mark as number 3, resolution requesting financial assistance from the ECCD Council for the repair, rehabilitation, and conversion of 10 existing daycare center to child development center amounting to 1 million pesos.
Mr. Presiding, with this, ito po yung ibibigay po ng ating Early Childhood Care and Development Council na 1 million po for our 10 daycare center for rehabilitation, repair of their classrooms para po sa tulong po sa mga bata at mga guro po dito sa bayan ng Reyna Mercedes. With this, I pass a resolution authorizing the Honorable Attorney Maria Lourdes P. Respicio Saguban, Municipal Mayor of Reyna Mercedes, Isabela, to sign for and in behalf of the local government unit of Reyna Mercedes, Isabela, the Memorandum of Agreement with Early Child Childhood Care and Development Council, represented by its Vice Chairperson and Executive Director, Teresita G. Inchong, regarding the conversion of 10 existing daycare centers into child development centers. Mr. Presiding.
Thank you so much, Mr. Honorable Number One. I deem this opportunity as the second reading of that measure, and therefore I open the floor for debates and interpolation concerning the proposed measure. The floor is open. Any question from the body, please? I close the period for debates and interpolation. Each of you, members of the body, has a copy of the proposed resolution. Any formal amendments, please? No formal amendments. All right. Just a question, Mr. Honorable Number One. Paano po napipili yung 10 na barangay, paano po sila napili para sila yung bigyan ng tigwa 100K?
Yung sa priority, inassess po sila sa 20 barangays po. Inassess po yung mga classrooms kung sino po yung priority rooms po na kailangan natin i-repair and rehab po.
Ibig sabihin ba, sila yung less yung quality ng daycare nila kaysa sa other barangays?
Yes po.
So sila yung nangangailangan.
Opo, Mr. President.
Yung mga ibang barangay, ibig sabihin hindi na nila kailangan ng improvements.
Meron pa rin po pero sila po yung
Prioritize.
yes po, Mr. Yung kailangan po nilang
Kapag naibigay na sa kanila yung 100K na ma-augment yung facility nila, more or less pareho na sila ng quality ng mga daycare centers ng ibang barangay. Tama ba? Hindi.
hindi pa gaano po, Mr. Presiding. Medyo na-repair man siya, may mga development, may improvement din po siya na hindi pa totally naman po, Mr. Presiding.
Meron pa rin bang opportunity for the other barangays na makapag-benefit ng ganitong ayuda, 100K? Kasi baka yung mga ibang daycare centers, mainggit sila, alright, buti pa sila ma-improve yung daycare nila 100K. What would it take for a certain barangay para makareceive din ng ganitong ayuda?
Minsan po, tinutulungan po ng barangay, mismong barangay po, barangay officials po, regarding the problem po ng daycare center po nila. Tumutulong po si barangay po sa kanila. And even LGU po, pag may mga proposal sila na projects na gusto nilang improve po sa bawat school po. And sinusuportahan po naman nating mahal na mayor po na binibigyan sila ng fund for that po.
Yes, this is certainly a great job. I was just thinking na 100K for the 10 daycare centers is welcome support from this agency. Siyempre, mapapaganda yung lugar. I was just thinking yung mga ibang 10 na barangay natin, baka iniisip nila gusto rin nilang makakuha. So, paano kaya tayo makakakuha para sa kanila din? Baka mainggit sila eh. Kasi gusto ko rin. Kapag ako yung nasa ibang barangay, syempre, gusto ko rin ipadaling anak ko sa daycare center, mas gusto ko rin na modern yung facility para sa amin. So, ano kaya ang pwedeng magawa ng mga barangay or ng mga current daycare centers na hindi kasama doon sa 10 na bibigyan ngayon para naman sa susunod ay sila rin ang mabigyan at kailan kaya nila pwedeng ma-applyan yung ganitong ayuda rin na similar?
Hoping kung next year po may bibigay po ulit si ECCD, automatic yung 10 pong natitira, Mr. Presiding, sila naman po yung bibigyan ng ECCD po.
Alright, well, great job. We can't really complain. 10 na daycare center na may improve is really great. I was just thinking if we could make a call from the agency who gave that money. Hey, agency, why only 10? Why don't you give us 20? Pati na lang natin i-20 para pantay-pantay, di ba? Yung mga ibang bata, brand new yung kanilang playground. Mas maganda kung yung ibang barangay brand new rin yung kanilang playground. Pero we really cannot complain. Congratulations sa national agency na nagbigay sa atin ng pera. Congratulations kay Attorney Maria Lourdes Prespisio Saguban for an excellent job in delivering and meeting the metrics for getting the entitlement for this particular ayuda. Mr. Valedictorian, sir.
Yes po. Just to supplement po yung answer ng ating proponent sa ordinance, resolution rather. Tama po yan. While the rest of the daycare centers po ay gusto rin nila ma-improve yung kanilang mga facilities, possible pa rin po na makakuha tayo ng augmentation coming from the ECCD Council, provided na ang lahat po ng mga daycare centers na keep on complying with the mandates of the ECCD. Number one, the continued capacity building na dapat pagdaanan ng mga daycare workers, plus yung support na nanggagaling sa mga stakeholders po natin, everything is recorded po. Mula po sa support ng mga parents, barangay officials, and the LGU, the ECCD will look into it, and then possible pa rin po na makapag-download ulit ng additional fund. Hindi lang po alam kung magkano, Mr. Chair. And that will be utilized for the improvement of the rest of the daycare centers in Reyna Mercedes po. So,
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Valedictorian. I take it to mean na parang may regular audit yung ECCD, and then the daycare centers submit reports. And I suppose all the 20 daycare centers submitted reports, but only 10 met the criteria. Tama ba? Kaya
yes, sir. Because
ngayon.
it's the budget, yung allocation lang po natin, for 1 million pesos lang for this year, Mr. Chair.
Oh, so the ECCD, meron ng fixed cap na allocation for Reyna Mercedes.
Yes, sir. For this year.
Regardless kung ilan ang pumasa o hindi.
Yes, sir. But the ECCD keeps on monitoring, conducting assessment and accreditation sa lahat ng mga daycare workers pa rin po for possible inclusion in the next budgeting, Mr. Chair.
Alright. So yung limitation lang talaga right now is yung budget na binigay ng ECCD and inappropriate nila for Reyna Mercedes.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Alright. Okay. Alright, let's put the matter to vote for the third reading. For all those who vote for the passage of this particular measure, kindly say aye.
Aye.
For those who say no for its passage, kindly say nay. I hear none. This measure has passed.
Thank you so much and congratulations, Honorable Agdun, for the successful passage of the ordinance. We again request the Secretary to read the next unfinished business.
For the fourth unfinished business, authorizing the Municipal Mayor, Atty. Maria Lourdes Espicio Pistaguban, to enter and execute in behalf of the municipal government of Reyna Mercedes the deed of absolute sale of parcel of land registered in the name of Ronaldo O. Tabisula and situated at Dangan, Reyna Mercedes, Isabela.
Mr. Presiding, with regards with this resolution authorizing the municipal mayor, Attorney Malu, to enter and execute in behalf of the government unit of Reyna Mercedes the deed of absolute sale of land registered in the name of Ronaldo Tabisula and situated at Dangan, Reyna Mercedes. Ito po yung sa lupa pong kinakatayuan po ng multi-purpose hall po nila na binili po natin, Mr. Presiding. And with that,
All right. I take it as a motion for its second reading. And the floor is open for debates concerning this measure, please. Any question from the members of the body? Meron po bang katanungan? Wala po. Mr. Honorable Number 1, ito po bang pagbili na ito ng lupa ay babayaran ng munisipyo at para sa pagpapatayo ng multi-purpose building ng Dangan?
yes po, Mr. Presiding.
Bago po?
Bago po.
Barangay Hall?
Multi-purpose, opo, dito po sa may, malapit po sa cemetery dito sa Dangan, nakikita na po siya magpatayo.
Kapag sinabi pong multi-purpose building, anong purposes po yun? Anong gamit niya?
For gamitin po sa mga health, mga pwede pong gamitin ng mga barangay officials for sessions. Kung may mga bisita po, pwede po nilang tanggapan. Parang barangay hall din po siya. And naging multi-purpose lang po pagka may mga events po sila. Pwede nilang gamitin po, Mr. Presiding.
Alright. So lilipat na yung government halls ng Barangay Dangan
Yes,
upon sa bagong
finish.
location. Kasi I understand meron silang bagong center din eh.
Yes,
Right?
po.
So lilipat na, hindi na nila gagamitin yung luma.
Siguro
ano ba yung
po,
purpose ng luma?
baka gawin na lang po nilang stock room or
Stock
mga
room.
documents, ano na lang po nila, Mr. Presiding. I-aircon.
1 hectare for 1.5 million pesos. Ano sa tingin ninyo? Fair value ba yun mga boss? Parang mababa ah. Mababa ba? Mahal? Mura? Mura? 1.5 million?
Mr. Chair,
Tama. Mr. Valedictorian, sir.
I think the commitment of the local government unit po sa pagbili ng lupa na pagpapatayuan ng mga barangay facilities ay sharing po ang barangay at ang LGU sa pagbabayad po ng lupa, Mr. Chair.
Oh, sharing. Is it half-half, Mr. Valedictorian? Yes. So it's a total of 3 million for 1 hectare.
Yes, sir.
Do we know the fair market value of this particular lot right now? Or at least can we see the tax declaration? Ano yung fair market value na nandun? Or meron bang independent appraisal ng isang appraising company tungkol sa kanyang fair market value?
I think the Honorable Adun has a file of it, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I move for a 1-minute suspension.
Yes, Mr.
Suspended for a few minutes. We will resume at 10:55.
Wala yung assessment value niya. Ano po yung location niya? Isa na, 1,500,000 pero 1,500 ang isa. So 1,000 per. Wait, wala yung assessment. Wait, wala yung na maalala ko magkano yung balance nila at saka magkano na advance payment nila ng si Kagawad Ramirez po yung nag-explain. Yung kalbo na kapitan po nung na...
Pero dito sale pa lang pala eh. Dito sale na to eh.
So, ibig sabihin, full payment na sila. Vice pero hindi ko po alam magkano yung remaining.
All right, gentlemen and lady of this council, this session resumes. All right, what is the council's best knowledge with respect to the current market value of the said piece of land, and how much are we purchasing it for? Mr. Adun, make your best guess.
Mr. Presiding, tulad po nung last na nag-committee hearing po, committee budget po tayo sa Barangay Dangan, hindi ko lang po ma-remember kung magkano na po yung last na babayaran po ng Dangan, pero si Kagawad Ramirez po, na-explain niya po ng maayos naman po nung nag-budget hearing po tayo.
All right.
Hindi ko lang po maalala, Mr. Presiding, na ito po yung isa po nating na-question po sa kanila nung nag-budget hearing po tayo sa Barangay Dangan, dito sa Barangay Dangan, dito sa session hall.
All right, this is what the resolution says. An absolute sale by the LGU of Reyna Mercedes, purchased from Mr. Ronaldo Tabisula, with an area of 10,000 square meter or 1 hectare at the price of 1.5 million pesos. So I assume by this language alone, we are to sign a deed of absolute sale purchasing that piece of lot for 1.5 million, 1 hectare. So I just want to know whether the price at which we're purchasing it for is reasonable. Is it underpriced, overpriced, or is it just about right? But at any rate, this body will decide whether we will proceed, we will allow this purchase or not. Since we don't have knowledge about the fair market value of the piece of lot at this moment, let me give you context. I have with me a copy of my tax declaration of a real property located at the back of our house. Located along Maharlika Highway in Purukuan, Barangay Napaco Grande. And I presume that this location is much better than the location in Dangan, Reyna Mercedes, because that piece of land is not along the highway. The area, it is classified as agricultural. The area is 1.6 hectares, so this is much larger. And the market value is 496,150. So it is just about 500,000 pesos. But we understand that the reality may be that the true fair market value may be above that, 500,000. So let's add a buffer of 100%, say the fair market value is 1 million pesos for this 1.6 hectares. But again, if you're talking about just 1 hectare, you can discount that back to 600,000. And by this alone, I might say that 1.5 million pesos for a 1 hectare lot in a less favorable location, 1,500,000 pesos is, I think, above the fair market value. That is just my opinion. All right? So any comment from the body, please? Mr. Galabay, sir.
Floor Leader, yes. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Nabanggit po kanina ni Honorable Abdul na ang lupang tinatalakay po natin ay ito po ay sharing ng Barangay Dangan at ng LGU Ren Mercedes. Ngayon po ay magkakaroon na po ng absolute deed sale. Ngayon, ang ano po natin dyan, kung 1.5 dito po sa LGU, Ren Mercedes, then 1.5 din yung counterpart ng Barangay Dangan. Gaya po lang nasabi natin na tinalakay na sa nakaraang deliberasyon po natin, Mr. Presiding Officer, yun sa budget ng Dangan, naglaan po ang Barangay Dangan ng 500,000 na pambayad sa lupang kinatitirikan ng bagong multipurpose building ng Barangay Dangan, na kung saan nabanggit ni Kapitan Henry Respicio noon na ito po ay pangalawang pambayad pa lang nila. Pero hindi po nagtagal, binawi rin po ni Kagawad Ramirez na yung pambayad pala ina-allocate para sa 2026 ay pang full payment na po nila yon, Mr. Chair. Ngayon po, ang tanong ko po, kung yung lupa na kinatitirikan ng bagong multipurpose hall, kanino po ba ipapangalan yung titulo? Nakapangalan po ba sa... bakit ang pipirma sa ating pong deed of sale ay ang ating pong local chief executive, na kung saan ito nga po yung pinopropose ni Honorable Abdul na inauthorize po natin ang ating LCE. Ang tanong ko po, Mr. Presiding, ay yung title, kung full payment na po yun, kanino po ba ipapangalan yung lupa, yung deed of sale, Mr. Presiding?
Mr. Number 1, sir.
Honorable Galabay, papangalan po ito sa local government unit of Reyna Mercedes.
Hindi po ipapangalan sa ano to, sa Barangay Dangan, Mr. Presiding?
Barangay Dangan po. Barangay Dangan po siya ipapangalan, Mr. Honorable Galabay.
So bakit ang resolution na ginagawa po natin ngayon ay ino-authorize natin ang LCE na pumirma sa isang deed of absolute sale of a certain parcel of land registered in the name of Ronaldo Tebisula, na sa ngayon ay nag-authorize na tayo na magkaroon na ng deed of absolute sale wherein yung budget deliberation ng Barangay Dangan na ating pong tinalakay sa nakaraang linggo ay 2026 budget pa lang yun. Nag-allocate pa lang ang Barangay Dangan. Wala pang pang next year pa lang yun. Hindi pa siya fully paid. So yun po yung gusto lang na po nating Mr. Chair, bigyan ng kaliwanagan.
For the meantime, siguro ipapangalan po muna sa local government unit, and then upon payment all, ita-transfer po sa pangalan po ng Barangay Dangan.
So siguro, Mr. Chair, I suggest the Honorable Abdul na magkaroon pa ng ng karagdagang mga pagsalisik tungkol sa bagay na ito para lalong maging malinaw po. Kasi nabanggit nga po ito ni Barangay Kapitan Henry Respicio patungkol sa lupang ito, Mr. D.
Copy that, Honorable Galabay po.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Honorable Bawas, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding. So, may refer this problem that this resolution, marami pang mga kailangan na patunayan ng ating Committee on Budget and Finance, the Honorable, about the payment of a certain lot. So, yung tanong kanina na nanggaling sa ating Vice Mayor, kinukumpara tungkol dito yung market value. Wala naman magpapatunay, and then nasabi na rin ng ating Vice Mayor kung ilan yung presyo per square meter. So ngayon, yung pagbebenta ngayon ng mga lupa, bawat barangay, pag interesado yung isang tao, hindi nasusunod po yung presyo na nakalagay po sa market value. Depende kung yung isang tao interesado. So ngayon, yung tanong ni SB Galabay, parang lumampas po tayo doon sa unang pagtatanong. Ngayon, yung deed of absolute sale ngayon naman ang problema. So, Mr. Chair, may refer to the committee level, being the committee chairman, nang mag-schedule muli ng isang pagmi-meeting para ikompleto lahat yung mga detalye. Maraming salamat.
Copy that, Mr. Honorable Bawa.
Excellent. Any more questions from the body, please? The redoubtable Mr. Honorable Esteban.
Maraming magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Sabi po ni Mr. Presiding kanina, nung kinumpara niya yung fair market value yung lupa sa likod nila, that is along National Highway as compared to that of from Dangan, yung pinag-usapan natin na lupa. Yung 1.5 na presyo, that is already above market value. Parang mataas, sabi niya. So, sabi naman ni SB Bawa, hindi na susunod yung talagang fair market value. Interest for interest, sabi niya. But for us, Mr. Presiding, insofar as this is a people's money, it is our obligation to see to it if it is reasonable, the price is reasonable or not. Mr. K. So, Mr. Honorable Galabay, sabi niya, address to the proponent, do it more. You do some more research, sabi niya. And I strongly agree with that. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, just a manifestation, Mr. Chair. Kung sharing po ito ng LGU at saka barangay na tigwa 1.5 nila, 1,500,000. So the value, the purchase price of the lot is 3 million. Yung presyo ng lote. So 3 million, Mr. Chair. Yan lang po, Mr. Chair, manifestation lang po.
What's your pleasure, Mr. Number One?
Regarding this matter, mag-research pa po ako ng details po na mas specific po dito sa ating details ngayon po, Mr. President.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Honorable Number One. Everyone in this body, thank you so much for participating in the deliberations. I appreciate all your inputs. Totoo po yun yung sinabi ni Mr. Redoubtable, Mr. Esteban, na the purpose, kaya dumadaan po sa ating kinatawan yung mga ganitong measure is paggastos ng pera ng taong bayan. So kapag tayo yung nagbibigay ng pahintulot sa paggastos ng pera, syempre kailangan natin tanungin kung reasonable ba yung amount o hindi. At totoo rin po yung concern ni Mr. Honorable Bawa na maaari nga na yung aking sinight na market value kanina ay hindi yun yung totoong market value. That is why we must obtain the best knowledge and information tungkol sa market value. Maybe in the committee hearings or next time during ma-reopen yung debates natin ay mabigyan tayo ng liwanag doon. But again, these processes ay para lamang i-deliberate natin at the end of the day, kayo pa rin po ang boboto ng bagay. We're just asking the right questions. And when we are asking the right questions, that is healthy. And I appreciate also yung sinabi ni Mr. Honorable Galabay tungkol sa details ng nakalagay dito sa resolution. And I appreciate yung attempt ni Mr. Honorable Galabay na magbigay ng context about dito sa transaction na to. But the question is, kung yun yung context, dapat yun yung effect na nakalagay sa resolution. We cannot read extraneous facts into the resolution. So kung ano yung effect ng resolution, yun yung facts. It looks like, dito sa resolution, it is just a plain purchase of a piece of land. Tingnan ninyo yung dispositive or executive portion ng resolution. Be it resolved that our Honorable Mayor, on behalf of the municipal government of Reyna Mercedes, will sign a deed of sale of a portion of lot. So that particular lot, for a certain price. So, ibig sabihin, ang effect lamang ng resolution na ito ay pipirma ng deed of absolute sale at magbabayad ng 1.5 para doon sa piece of lot na identified. Walang particular context. So, ang effect po nun, base dito sa resolution, is kapag kapirma, magbayad at ang maipapangalan doon sa lupa ang purchaser ay yung LGU ng Reyna Mercedes, hindi ang dangan. Kaya kapag meron pong additional context pa, at meron kayong iba pang intensyon na epekto ng resolution, bukod doon sa plain and simple na absolute sale, yun po ang ilagay ninyong epekto dito sa resolution. Kasi po, kapag ang ating ipinasa na resolution ay i-aproba yung sale, plain and simple, direkta, ang ginawa pala ay mag-down payment lang or pinuno lang yung loan, binayaran yung loan, tapos na pala yung deed of sale noon. Ibig sabihin, hindi yung executive officer went beyond, ultra vires, went beyond sa authority na binigay ng council. Magkakaroon tayo ng problema at mabibigyan natin ng sakit ng ulo yung ating mayor kapag ganun ang ginawa natin. Kaya po, linawin po ninyo, straight absolute sale ba ito tulad ng nakalagay dito sa resolution, or tapos na yung deed of absolute sale at nagbabayad na lang tayo ng pang-ilang tranche or pang-ilang bayad na lang or amortization. Or, baka meron noon contract to sell pa lang, wala pang deed of absolute sale. Pero since last payment na ito, mag-execute na ng deed of absolute sale. Pero at any rate, nakalagay dapat doon. Kung yung 1.5 ay hindi yun yung complete na amount at 5 million yung nakalagay, ang ilalagay dapat dito is 5 million. Kasi ang lalabas doon sa deed of sale is 5 million. Or pwede mong ilagay dito na to sign deed of sale or bayaran yung deed of sale kahit hindi nga sign eh. Kung hindi ipapangalan sa Reyna Mercedes, hindi dapat tayo yung party sa deed of sale eh. Ang mangyayari lang dyan is bayaran, yung remainder. So dapat malinaw yung specific. Kung ano talaga yung nature ng transaction, ano yung mechanics ng transaction, alamin natin at yun ang ilagay natin sa resolution. Para yun yung gawin ng executive. Para yung in-approve natin ay hindi iba sa ginawa niya. Kapag iba pa yung in-approve natin at iba yung ginawa nila, magkakaroon po ng problema yung executive. Okay po? Okay. Maganda po yung suggestion ni Mr. Honorable Bawa kanina na i-take up natin to ulit next time. Wala namang rush. Hindi naman tatakbo yung lupa eh. Thank you so much, everyone. That's the kind of deliberation I want, and I enjoy it, and thank you for your inputs. Mr. Valedictorian, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move that we close the period of debate and interpellation.
Closed.
And Mr. Chair, I move that we archive this matter, awaiting further clarification from the proponent, the Honorable Anton.
That is the way. So be it. Go ahead, sir.
I request the Secretary to read the next item under our unfinished business, Mr. Chair.
For the next item, mark as number 5, a resolution authorizing the municipal mayor, Attorney Maria Lourdes P. Respicio Saguban, to enter and execute in behalf of the municipal government of Reyna Mercedes the deed of absolute sale of parcel of land registered in the name of Placido Medina and situated at Napagco Pequeño, Reyna Mercedes, Isabela.
Presiding, regarding with this matter, ito po yung paglalagyan po natin ng sanitary landfill natin dito sa Napagco Pequeño area po.
I take this reading as the second reading. The floor is open for debates, please.
Mr. Floor Leader.
Mr. Galabay, sir, you're recognized.
Bill, if this certain parcel of land is the proposed putting up of sanitary landfill of Reno Mercedes, nag-undertake na po ba ng mga clearances o mga nakapasa na po ba ito, yung lugar na ito, Mr. Honorable Adun, na in-inspect na po ba ng ating DNR at meron na bang sertifikasyon na ito po ay angkop at pwedeng gawing sanitary landfill ang lugar na ito?
With this concern, Honorable Galabay, pwede natin ask kung pwede po ang ating Menro po kung na-inspect po ng ating Enro.
Yes, Mr. Chair, kasi bago po tayo pumasok sa isang absolute say nito, dun sa proposal na gawing sanitary landfill, dapat klaro muna na nakapasa ito sa mga inspection, mga standards ng ating DNR.
Honorable Galabay, siguro po nakapasa kaya po bibilhin na natin po yung lupa. Pero mag-gather po ako ng data and information po sa ating Menro para po sa ating supporting documents regarding this land na binibili natin for sanitary landfill po.
Yes, Mr. Chair, siguro request po natin sa ating pong honorable proponent na bigyan po tayo ng kopya nung inspection na nagpapatunay na ito nga pong parcel of land na ito ay nakapasa para in sanitary landfill ng ating pong munisipalidad. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Hindi po, mag-request po tayo sa ating concerned agencies po regarding this matter, Mr. Honorable Galabay po.
Mr. Presiding Officer, if I may be recognized po, as previously discussed po sa ating mga sessions in the past, nagkaroon na po ng inspection ng DNR dito sa location ng ating prospect na sanitary landfill. And it turns out nga na hindi tayo pasok doon sa buffer zone dahil meron pong isang residential area, medyo malapit siya sa residential area, plus meron pang isang water source malapit in that area. But as a recommendation coming from the DNR, pwede naman magkaroon ng mitigating measure dun sa isang bahay na malapit dito sa area, which is mag-provide ng further buffer zone na tatayuan ng maraming puno. Kasi isang bahay lang po yung concern. Plus yung water source, totally, i-close na po siya at magiging water testing, site na lang po yun. Yun po yung mga mitigating measures na ibinigay po sa atin ng DANR. As to the finality, wala pa rin natanggap. So with this, Mr. Chair, siguro idagdag na lang natin sa detalyeng dapat i-provide ni Mr. Proponent for our next session, kung hindi man ito makapasa ngayon, to give us further details as to the inspection na ginawa ng DANR sa sanitary landfill.
Thank you, Honorable Salvador Apostol Detroit. So with that, Mr. Presiding, we will conduct po muna again para po mas maliwanagan po tayo sa ating agenda, Mr. Presiding.
All right. No rush, buddy. All right, let's just do our job right. I appreciate that. Maybe we can do it next week or the weeks after. Tama po yun. Malusog po kapag ganyan po na nagtatanong tayo. Does it really make sense to proceed or magmadali ng purchase given na maraming moving parts na kailangan nating kontrolin? Halimbawa, kapag gagawa po tayo ng isang malaking bagay, halimbawa, katulad nito, kapag gagawa tayo ng isang sanitary landfill, sabi nila, pwedeng mag-cost ito ng 50 million or maybe more than that. So, initial purchase pa lang ito ng piece of land, about 5 million pesos. So, halimbawa, kapag gagawa ka ng isang malaking project, dapat sa isip mo ay na-defend mo na halos sure na magiging successful. I-defend mo na sa sarili mo, kasama mo sa management. Siyempre, dito sa LGU natin, i-defend mo yan sa environment, sa mayor, at dito sa council na sure na talaga para worthwhile na maglabas na ng pera. Kasi kung hindi sure, tapos naglabas na tayo ng pera ngayon para tayong bumili ng kotse, hindi natin makukuha yung kotse, pero nagbigay tayo ng down payment. So, dapat, halos sure dapat, bago tayo maglabas ng pera. So, yung mga tinanong ko kanina, ni Mr. Galabay at ni Mr. Apostol, maganda po yun. Kasi sure na ba tayo na walang kokontra sa pagbili natin ng lupa na yan? Pasado na ba sa Environment, Department of Environment? Binili na pala natin yung lupa tapos only to fail in the end kung pagkukuha na tayo ng permit sa Department of Environment. Di sayang lang yung pera, di ba? And then sinabi rin ni Honorable Valedictorian kanina, since kailangan natin ng cooperation ng ibang tao doon, ng community, yung bahay at ng water source, baka pagdating ng araw, kapag nabili na natin yung lupa na yan, tapos kasuhan nila tayo, tapos against sa batas yung ginagawa natin na pagbubungkal at saka plant project natin, paano kung pina-TRO nila tayo? Pina-injunction nila yung ginagawa natin, wala tayong agreement sa kanila. O di sayang yung 5 million na ibinayad natin. In other words, dapat maplansya natin lahat ng mga obstacle na nakikita natin ngayon. And meron na tayong, hanggat maaari nga, may agreement na tayo sa kanila na halimbawa, yung ma-istorbo natin na bahay at water source, may agreement na i-waive nyo na yung right. At approve na rin yung sa DENR na within the laws and regulations, yung ginagawa nila na waiver at yung pag-impinge natin ng konti ng kanilang environmental rights. At dapat meron na rin more or less approval yung Department of Environment tungkol sa detalye ng plano natin na mangyayari talaga siya at okay talaga yung location at mangyayari talaga yan. Especially gagawin natin siya. In our last hearings, ang napag-usapan natin kapag gagawin natin tong project na to, around 5 years So medyo matagal talaga. And that it will take a lot of money. So in the beginning pa lang, bago tayo maglabas ng pera, napag-isipan na dapat natin na worth it ba and worthwhile ba na mag-invest na kagad, sure na ba tayo para hindi masayang yung pera natin in the end. So that is why it is prudent to conduct a hearing for this and maybe kung sino man yung nagpro-propose sa ating executive department ng measure na ito, just provide yung mga information na ito para makumpiyansa yung members ng council na bumoto para sa ikakapasan ng measure. Nakakalungkot lang po kasi talaga kapag merong grand and expensive project that would take many years to complete, maraming phases, maraming dadaan siya across many appropriation cycles sa LGU, only to see and realize in the end na yung ginastos natin noong mga naunang taon ay nasayang. Wag po ayaw kong dumating tayo sa pagkakataon na yon na pinagsisihan natin yung purchase dahil tayo rin po ang masisisi. Okay po? Mr. Honorable Valedictorian, sir.
I think there's no more member of this body who would like to interpellate the proponent. I move to close the period of amendment and interpellation, Mr. Chair.
That is closed. Just bring it up the matter again na lang po. Next time po. Okay. Alright. Go ahead, Mr. Honorable Valedictorian, sir.
I request the Secretary to read the next item under our unfinished business, Mr. Chair.
Item number 6 under the unfinished business, we have the resolution approving the 20% Economic Development Fund or EDF for fiscal year 2026 of the municipality of Reyna Mercedes.
Mr. Presiding, regarding this business, pwede po bang isabay ko na po yung 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 po na business po, Mr. Presiding, since regarding this for budget po natin, the LGU, sa EDF, sa LDRIP, LCPC, SC, PWD, and God Fund po. Nag-consult po ako kay Budget Officer. Nasa process pa lang po sila ng finalizing their PPAs po. Dito po sa lahat ng class budget po nito. And upon finalizing po, the local chief executive will conduct a plenary meeting. Tatawagin po lahat ng head. And we will discuss po all this matter, Mr. Presiding. And then, so pagka na-discuss na po natin, we will move or we'll pass ng resolution na lang po dito pag malinaw na po ang lahat ng ating nag-gather po ng mga information para hindi po tayo ulit. So with this, may I request for defer of this 5 business agenda natin today, Mr. Presiding. Yun lang po. Thank you.
That is to be so, Mr. Honorable Number 1. Sounds exciting. It looks like marami tayong hearing this November. Pwedeng tapusin na natin ng November, lahat-lahat ng hearing para libre tayo ng December. Okay lang ba yun? Di ba? Magsipag tayo ng November, starting next week. Para tapos na lahat. Ang dami pa natin nakakalinya. Like itong mga budget na to. I mean, I'm sure none of us means na ma-delay or ma-undermine yung efforts ng executive na maging mabilis and responsive sila sa pagbigay ng service. Gusto lang natin na lahat ng questions na natural na mag-a-arise from members of this council ay ma-address nila because they are natural questions. Kahit ano man ang sagot tama man o mali ang sagot, basta natakil natin, yun ang maganda. Even, I don't think any one of us ay gustong maitigil yung pag-purchase ng Paco-Pequeño or pag-purchase ng lahat ng dangan or ma-stymie yung pagpasa ng ating mga budget. Ang important lang is ma-ventilate natin amongst ourselves para lang magawa natin yung trabaho natin. Alright? Incomplete po ang trabaho natin kapag dediretso natin, hindi natin na deliberate, wala po tayong, yung institution natin ay hindi niya sineserve yung kanyang mandate. Alright? So I don't see any impediment or any obstacle at all, for that matter, para lahat ng mga pinopose na measure ngayong araw na ito ay hindi siya papasa within the year. For as long as magawa natin yung mga appropriate hearings or deliberations. Kung ayaw mag-hearing, edi mag-deliberate tayo dito. Pero dapat, kompleto na yung handa tayo sa information. Natural lang naman yung mga question na yun So let us be ready para lang magawa natin yung process. And then, okay na tayo. So it looks like marami tayong measure na pinopropose. I think, i-schedule natin one week ahead. Punuin natin hanggang end of October, beginning of November para makapagpahinga tayo ng December. Harold, may plan ka ba ng December? I don't know. Secret! So, yun yung balak po natin. Mr. Honorable Bawa, sir.
I think ang dami yata yung backlog ng ating committee chair. Binabalikan ulit natin yung 7, yung bilang ko kanina. So hindi ba kaya gipit na tayo dun sa pag-approve ng mga kaukulang sektor para sa budget? Dahil I think this is a second schedule of a meeting or a session na matakel. I was absent though, last schedule of meeting dahil inutusan pa ako ni Mayor para magsalita po dun sa opening ng piggery dito sa Dangan. So, hindi ba kaya tayo ipit sa schedule dun sa pagpasa? May deadline po yung pag-submit po ng budget kasi Mr. Committee Chair. Okay lang ba sa'yo yung speedy gawin na nating hanggang gabi na lang yung isang araw ni schedule para matapos na po yung problema natin dito dahil binabalik-balikan na lang natin yung mga problema na yan.
Yes po, Honorable Bawa. Sa akin po, gustong-gusto ko pong tapusin. Pero syempre, nasa process pa lang po sila ng finalizing their program, yung mga PPAs po nila. Niyo po, pilitin po natin sila na tapusin po as soon as possible para ma-discuss na rin po natin with our municipal mayor po. Thank you, Honorable Bawa.
I appreciate the diligence, Mr. Honorable Number 1. Di ba? Ang hirap maging number 1, no? Ang daming trabaho mo lahat.
Mr. Presiding, kukunin ko na lang pong as challenge po. At siguro, for this time lang po siguro kasi siyempre masasanay din po tayo for the following year po. Kasi po, talagang first time po natin na gawin po lahat ito.
Yes.
Ngayon this year po. And hopefully by next year, medyo smooth na rin po siya. Yun po. Challenge naman po sa akin, Mr. Presiding, at natutuwa naman po ako at kakayanin po natin yan. Lahat naman po ng bagay, nagagawa ng solusyon, di ba po? Thank you, Mr. Presiding.
That's my boy! And you're doing it really well, sir, I must say. Kasi on our end, somebody has to do it, and it must be you, sir. And you're doing it very well. And you performed well, especially during the last time the barangay hearings. You did well. If you again oversee the process, the hearings, in the same manner as you did the last time, everything will go swimmingly. And I trust you, and we trust that you will finish it in time.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding. Ang isa pa po kong concern, na sana po ako, as bago po na konsehal, na sana po lahat po ng lalapitan ko, nakikiusap po ako, naintindihin po ako. Kasi nagtatanong ako, kasi hindi po ako ganun kagaling, nagalamay ko po lahat ng ginagawa. Kaya sabi ko, willing po ako matuto, willing po ako makinig sa inyo, na sana din po tulungan nyo ako at magawan po natin ng paraan lahat ng problema na pwede nating solusyonan po. Yun lang po pinakahiling ko po sa lahat ng department na pinupuntahan ko. Pagpasensyaan nyo po pagka naistorbo ko po kayo at hindi ko po talaga alam kung ano po yung process po talaga. At wag po kayo mag-alala pag napag-aralan po natin yan, hindi na po tayo mangungulit sa inyo. Yun lang po, Mr. Presiding, and thankful po ako sa kanila. At syempre, nagpapasalamat po ako sa ating, syempre, valedictorian, nandyan po siya, si Kuya Tony, na lagi ko pong pinagtatanungan at nagpapasalamat ako na willing naman po siyang nag-share po sa atin. Thank you, Honorable Apostol po.
You're welcome, Mr. Anton. If I may just add, Mr. Chair, siguro it's a blessing in disguise na hindi ako nag-number 1 na sangguniang. I was just kidding, Mr. Chair. So I guess with that, Mr. Chair, I move that we archive items number 6 to 10 under the unfinished business until the proponent is ready to come up with more data para po sa ating lahat, Mr. Chair.
That is so, sir. Whatever pleases our number 1 in the next sessions, we will tackle it. Yeah, I don't mind, sir, Mr. Honorable Number 1. I see you very busy every time we start the session. Talagang nagbabalik-balik ka dun for information. You can bring them, yung mga kinakausap mo dito para masuportahan kanila kapag may mga questions. Para hindi natin, halimbawa, kapag may important question, masagot naman. I mean, if we ask questions, we just ask questions. We're not asking for the right answers. Just, it is asked and it is answered, okay na yun. Kung sila rin naman ang magpro-provide ng best information about the question, kung nandito na rin lang nila at masagot nila yung question, masuportahan ka nila sa pagsagot ng question, no problem. At least, magkaroon ng confidence yung members ng body, yun na yung best information na pwede natin mag-gather. There's no more point na mag-committee hearing or i-delay natin ulit yung question sa susunod na session. So we might as well just vote on it. At least it was asked, deliberated upon, and answered, regardless kung ano man yung quality ng answer. Right? So I don't mind, we don't mind, I think nobody here minds na next time, you can bring them here para sila mag-participate, para hindi ikaw yung parati kang nagti-thesis defense every session, sir.
Yes,
Para kang may thesis every week, and ang hirap nun. Mas maganda kung meron kang mga thesis mates. Meron kang teammates na sumusuporta sa'yo. Dali natin sila dito, dapat meron kang malaking staff na nasa likod mo at binubulungan ka parati.
Yes po, Mr. Presiding. At sana pumayag po sila. Mayroon po kasi lalo na sa mga figures po. Siyempre, hindi po natin memorize yung mga amount at malalaki. Minsan po, nakakalimutan po natin kung ano yung explanation po sa baba. Kaya maganda po talaga na kung pwede po, yung resource person na i-request natin, pumunta po siya. Pero dadaan po siya siyempre, kung lalo na pag-head po, Mr. Presiding, magpaalam po tayo sa ating executive officer.
Yep.
Kaya sa ating mahal na mayor po.
Yes.
At sa ating pong konseho, sa ating pong kasamahan, na kung merong idea din po sila na hindi ko po alam, pwede din po nilang i-share. Like Kuya Tony, Honorable Apostol Duwing po. Mas mahirap po kung tawa lang po ng tawa, wala tayong masabi, magtulungan na lang po tayo para sa pagpapaganda ng bayan ng Reyna Mercedes po. Kung ano po yung idea nyo, i-share nyo po. Sabi nga po ni Vice, maging bibo lang po tayo, wag po yung pag nakatalikod tayo, saka tayo magsasalita.
Wow.
Thank you po, Mr. Presiding.
Wow, that's spicy, sir. I want to know more about that. Pero anyway, I think it serves the executive well na magpadala siya ng tao dito kasi ang iniisip rin nila, nagmamadalin sila kaya nila isinasalang to Pero kung gusto niyo talagang mapabilis, punta kayo dito, dalhin niyo yung tao dito at sagutin niyo na kagad para maipasa na natin on the same day. Kasama sa process yon, matanong at masagot. That's it. Wala nang tama man or mali, regardless of the quality ng sagot. Okay lang, basta matanong at masagot. Kasama yon sa check and balance. Sine-check natin every time na magagawa. Kaya kapag ayaw nilang magpadala ng tao dito o nagdadalawang isip na magpadala ng tao dito, isipin nyo rin na baka isa rin yung bagay na nagpapatagal kaya hindi naipapasa yung measure. Kasi kung ako lang masusunod, gusto ko rin maipasa kagad. Parang assignment din yan sa school or nasa college ka, be prepared parati na i-defend mo kung ano yung gusto mong measure. Para kang nagre-report parati every time. Hindi porket sinalang mo yung isang papel na may isang page, ay hindi ka natatanungin about it. Kailangan kompleto. Pumunta kayo dito na kompleto yung figures, i-anticipate ninyo yung mga natural questions na mag-a-arise dito sa body. Yep. Honorable Valedictorian, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Presiding Officer. I move that the Secretary be directed to read the business for the day.
For the business of the day, mark as B under the calendar of business. Number 1, resolution authorizing the Honorable Municipal Mayor, Attorney Maria Lourdes P. Respicio Saguban, to sign for and in behalf of the municipal government of Reyna Mercedes, Isabela, to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Health, Cagayan Valley Center for Health Development, represented by Ferdinand M. Benen, regarding the transfer of fund for the DOH Health Facility Enhancement Program.
Mr. Chair, if I may be recognized as Chairman of the Committee on Health, I would like to deliver a simple sponsorship speech. And so, Honorable Presiding Officer and members of this august body, I rise to sponsor the resolution authorizing the Municipal Mayor, Attorney Maria Lourdes P. Respicio Saguban, to enter into a MOA with the Department of Health Center, Cagayan Valley Center for Health Development, for the downloading of funds intended for the completion of the Reyna Mercedes Super Health Center. This project is vital to our municipality. The Super Health Center will serve as a modern primary health facility capable of providing outpatient services, emergency care, diagnostic procedures, and maternal and child health services, all closer to our people. Our existing facilities, while functional, are no longer sufficient to meet the growing health needs of our constituents. With the completion of the Super Health Center, we move a step closer to realizing our vision of accessible and quality health care for every Mercedenian. Health is not just a government responsibility. It is a moral obligation. By supporting this resolution, we are investing in the well-being and future of our community. That's all, and thank you, Mr. Chair. And so, Mr. Chair, I would like to move that we pass the resolution to authorize the Honorable Mayor, Attorney Maria Lourdes Respicio Saguban, to enter into a MOA with the Department of Health Center for Health Development, represented by Director Ferdinand M. Benbenen, for the transfer of fund from the DOH to the LGU, Mr. Chair.
Do you want it passed today, sir?
Yes, sir. And if there is a need to open this for a period of debate and interpellation, the chair is ready, Mr. Chair.
Yes. And so I open the period for debates and questions. Any points of debate from the council, please? Directed towards our proponent. Honorable Bawa, kindly lend our handsome Mr. Honorable Bawa here a microphone.
I think the Honorable Apostol is sponsored of this ordinance. Napakaganda po yung pakay nito para mapunduhan yung mga pasilidad ng ating bagong Municipal Health Center. So, matanong ko, karamihan ang issue ngayon, pagkagaling sa taas yung mga pundo. Ito, SB Apostol. Wala ba kayang kaugnayan dito sa mga nangyayari ngayon na issue tungkol dito? Yung pundong pinanggalingan nito, para mas legal po yung transaction o yung pagbibigay sa atin ng pundo. Hindi ba nakasama itong mga pundong ito sa flood control project?
Thank you, Mr. Honorable Bawa. Actually, hindi po siya kabilang sa flood control project dahil the health-related program po ito. Kung ang tinutukoy po ninyo ay kabilang po ba siya sa mga ghost projects na nagsisirculate ngayon sa news. Actually po, we have seen the news kung saan po ang ating DOH Secretary Herbosa, has identified 297 super health centers na may problema. So kung ang tanong po nyo, kabilang ito sa ghost project, siguro I would say yes and no. Yes, dahil ito po ay kabilang sa listahan ni Secretary Herbosa na sa 297 super health centers. And no, dahil hindi naman po siya ghost project dahil nakikita naman po natin meron pong super health center. Ang ghost project po are actually funded projects and na-liquidate po, obligated, but there was no project at all kung titingnan po sa site. What happened po dito sa ating Super Health Center, Mr. Chair, honorable members of this body, is that kung natatandaan po natin last year, the Department of Health has downloaded an initial fund of 12 million pesos for the construction of a Super Health Center, medium-sized Super Health Center. And it was supposed to have been completed January of this year. Unfortunately, during the joint task force po ng DOH, ng LGU at ng DPWH, nagkaroon po ng project variation. And this project variation po ay kasalukuyan kinukuhanan ng certification, pinapa-approve po sa DOH. And once na-certify na po siya as completed, ready na po i-download yung second phase ng ating pong program. And under the GAA of 2025, we were allocated this amount po para po sa completion po ng ating Super Health Center. And this 4.9 million will be utilized for the finishing, the painting, the provision of fixtures, at installation of power and water supply, the generator set, plus the parking and waiting area of the Super Health facility po. Super Health Center.
That is how you explain it. Yun. Mr. Honorable Arnold Barangan.
Mr. Presiding Officer, additional question kay valedictorian, Mr. Salvador Apostol. Completion po ito ng Super Health natin, included na ba dito yung mga other equipment na kakailanganin or wala pa dito sa 4.9, Mr. Presiding Officer? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable good-looking Arnold Barangan, for the question. Actually, hindi po. The phase 2 is merely for just the completion of the structure. And nakita ko po sa GA for 2025, there was an allocated fund amounting to 5 million for the equipment naman to be provided sa ating RHU Super Health Center. Unfortunately, that 5 million is not enough para mabuo po natin lahat ng mga upgrading po natin na equipment. So, sa nakita po natin sa National Expenditure Program for 2026, nagka-allocate po ulit tayo ng additional 5 million pesos. And this 5 million for this year and 5 million for next year will be used for the equipment ng ating pong Super Health Center, Mr. Chair.
All right. Well, well explained, Mr. Valedictorian. Yan yung mga inaasahan natin na quality ng sagot. High quality! Ang sarap pagbotohan ngayong araw din kapag ganun. Tama po yung sinasabi ni Mr. Honorable Valedictorian na hindi na natin masyadong kailangan pang i-deliberate itong bagay na to. Dahil itong appropriation na to ay galing sa national agency, hindi galing sa atin. So wala tayong masyadong posisyon i-question yung paggastos dahil hindi natin pera to. Pera nila to. In-appropriate ito ng national government through the Department of Health. So ang assumption yan is na pag-isipan na nila noong isunod nila doon sa ating general appropriation for 2025 yung additional na 4.9 million para sa phase 2 ng project. So wala na tayong opportunity pa na i-question yung wisdom na yun at wala tayo sa position na i-question yung wisdom na yun. At any rate, basta pera yan, ibibigay sa atin, walang problema, tatanggapin natin yan. Di ba, boss?
Yes, Mr. Chair. And by the way, Mr. Chair, just for the record, yung ating pong 4.9 million will be downloaded to the LGU in 3 tranches, by the way. So for the first tranche will be 50% ng total amount. And once the completion of the initial 50% reaches at least 50%, pwede na nating i-request ulit yung remaining 30%, plus the remaining 20% will be downloaded po upon completion of all the project, Mr. Chair.
All right. Any more questions from the body? None. I close the period for deliberations. I open the floor now for formal amendments. Anyone from the body who wishes to amend the resolution formally, please? None. So I close the second reading, and shall we proceed to the third reading, sir?
Yes, Mr.
We
Chair.
shall. So we put it to vote. For all those who vote for the passage of this resolution in support for our honorable valedictorian, kindly say aye. Aye. Those who don't, say no. I hear none. This resolution has passed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. And maraming salamat din po sa ating mga honorable members for the support. Mr. Secretary, for the other matters, please.
For the other matters, wala na pa except sa yung mag-ano sa atin, yung photo, yung sa picture taking about sa natin, yung ano bang tawag dyan? Yung mga picture frame, andyan na po sila, ready na. We had two sets of pictures. Yung isa is naka-formal barong, then the second is formal or yung casual dress. So yun po, ready na po. So yun lang, no more other matters to be taken.
The Honorable Edwin Esteban wishes to be recognized, Mr. Chair.
Ito sir, gusto ko lang dagdagan yung problema ni Juan kanina, yung problema ni SB Wawa, na parang marami na tayong backlog sa mga hindi na-approval na ordinances, resolutions. So, nag-propose siya na pwede naman natin lamayin kung sakasakali. At sabi niyo naman kanina, by the end of November, kailangan tapos na lahat para yung Christmas party natin with our family ay masaya. So, well anyway, it's not the intention of our Vice Mayor na parang i-block yung gusto ng Executive Department na gawin yung mga gusto nilang gawin, programa. Gusto lang naman siguro na in this council ay malinis ang pagkapasa ng mga resolutions po natin. Kasi kung sinanglaw, but siguro in the long run, the LGU will suffer, sabi niya. So, kung gusto natin natapusin by the end of November, lamay sabi niya, lamayin natin, pwede naman po siguro. Sabi nga naman ni Sir, at the end of the day, kayo rin lang naman ang maka-approve sabi niya. Kaya the council din lang naman ang magdi-decision, sabi niya. Butuhan din naman by number. That's it. Gusto lang niya makita, marinig yung mga healthy questions, sabi niya. Hindi basta-basta na lang aprobahan natin. Okay naman yun. Tama naman yun.
You get me, sir. We're one. All right. Any more concern, other matters sa ating body? Mr. Galabay, gusto mo kaming bigyan ng context, sir, kung if you don't mind, or if the family doesn't mind, na ma-share yung context ng nangyari sa misfortune na nangyari sa ating kababayan na police enforcer?
Yes, Mr. Presiding. Isang nakakabigla at nakakalungkot na pangyayari nga po na isa sa mga kababayan po natin na walang iba po rin po sa inyo pong sa akin, si Police Corporal J.R. Ramos Galabay ay binawian ng buhay sa kanya pong pagsisilbi sa ating pong probinsya ng Isabela. Siya po ay miyembro po ng Philippine National Police ng Composite Unit ng Kawayan City ng probinsya ng Isabela, Mr. Presiding. At siya nga po ay nasawi dahil po siya sa tama ng saksak dito po sa kanya, malapit po sa kanya pong puso, Mr. Presiding. Kung kaya napag-usapan nga po natin kanina na ang konsehong ito ay magpapasa ng isang resolution na mag-express ng ating pong pagipagdalamhati at simpatya sa mga naulilang pamilya ng ating pong kababayan, si Police Corporal J.R. Ramos Galabay, Mr. President. Ang resolution ay expressing the deepest sympathy and heartfelt condolences of the Sangguniang Bayan of Reyna Mercedes and the people of the municipality to the bereaved family of the late Police Corporal J.R. Ramos Galabay, a member of the Philippine National Police assigned at the Composite Unit of Kawayan City, Isabela. Mr. Chair, siguro ito, ipafinalize na lang po natin yung draft ng resolution. At kung available po by Wednesday, ang sabi po ng ating mahal na local chief executive, ang mga local officials ng ating municipality ay dadalaw po tayo sa burol ng ating pong kababayan, Mr. Chair. Wednesday. This week po. Kasi living po niya sa Saturday po, Mr. Presiding.
Okay. All right, let's pass it today. I don't think the contents of that resolution will be complicated. It will be as plain as that, expressing our deepest sympathies and condolences. All right. Let's do away with the reading requirements of our internal procedures and let's put it to vote. For those who wish to approve the resolution, extending our deepest sympathies and condolences to the bereaved family of that poor policeman from Reyna Mercedes, kindly say aye.
Aye.
Say no if you oppose. I hear none. So that resolution is passed, Mr. Honorable Galabay, sir. In the performance of duty ba, Mr. Galabay, nangyari?
Yes, Mr. Presiding.
Lumaban yung mga hinuli?
Biglang sinaksak po siya, Mr. Chair, base po sa nag-aamok po yung suspect. Then papauwi daw po yung si Corporal Galabay. Then parang sinita, then pagkalapit biglang sinaksak base po sa report ng pulisya ng Kawayan City, Mr. Chair.
Lasing o nakadrugs?
What idea? Malamang lasing po yung Mr. Chair, yung suspect po.
Alright. I hope he rots in prison. Murder yun. Murder! Ikaw Mercedes din.
Napatay din po, Mr. Chair. Yung ano.
Napatay din yung sumaksak.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Alright. Wow. Oh, super unfortunate. Alright. Sino ang pumatay sa nanaksak? Mutual silang dalawa. Mhm.
May obsession police from the word ako hindi mo dapat iikat ng gano'n. Kasi mahig ka naman, sasasakin ka kung didistansyahan mo ng 5 meters. Bakit hindi niya alam kung yung simple pinag-actuation.
Sige po.
Dapat
Alright.
may 5 meters daw. Kasi pag pinatak ka talaga, tatamaan mo yung short fire rounds mo yung 5 meters kahit hindi mo sintahin, papasok talaga yan. Dinikitan niya siguro. Which is mali.
Sige po. Alright. Yung DPWH natin na hearing, hindi natuloy last week. Vanji, tinanong mo ba kung meron silang day of availability? Alright, maghintay ka na lang kasi sa kanilang excuse letter ay busy daw sila during the hearing day last week. So instead of us inviting them on a particular day, so they just give us yung day of availability nila and then doon natin schedule, alright? In the meantime, they offered to submit reports and documents. So take them up on that offer and tell them to submit a full and comprehensive report about the failed flood control projects in Reyna Mercedes. And from those reports, we will start asking questions, probing questions, that I expect to be addressed during the hearings because they have to be interpolated on their submissions.
Sir, may tanong ako.
Mr. Esteban, sir.
Did not address to the question. Sir,
Use the mic, sir. Excuse me. Sorry.
kung halimbawa lang, say for instance, after 5 years, na-warranty yung mga flood control na yan, mawawas out ulit. Kasi dun sa kunting lupa ko kasi, may mga around 50 meters din ang length doon. If in case na mawawas out ulit after 5 years, at nagsilutanan, na-expose yung mga bakal doon, especially yung mga sheet piles, napakamahal ang isa doon. And that, since that is a national project, pwede pa bang kunin ng mga national government na pagbubunutin yung mga sheet files na yan, yung mga bakal? Amin naman na sana yun, sir. Kasi bayad ng lupa namin.
May request ko yun, sir. Pwede.
Pwede ba yun, sir? Na amin na yan? Kasi lupa namin yun, bayad ng lupa namin, hindi nila binayaran.
Hindi kayo binayaran? Patay
Okay.
tayo dyan.
Hindi
Baka kayo mayo na.
Oo.
Dapat binayaran kayo.
Imagine mo yung 12 meters na sheet file kung magkano isa doon.
Yung titulo ng lupa na yun, sir, nailipat na ba sa kanila? Hindi pa.
Wala pa, sir.
Walang taking. Walang just compensation.
Wala, sir.
Pero nakatitulo sa
Kasi ang
lupa.
lupa nila, yung mga iba kasi nalakad doon, nadali doon, yung mga na-occupy na lupa, kung sino yung nalang tanim doon, yun ang binayaran.
Pero yung titulo, sir, nasa inyo. Or
Wala.
sinong may rights doon? Sino talaga may-ari ng lupa? Kayo
Ako,
po.
sir. Ako.
Hindi nyo nailipat yung pangalan sa kanila. Walang documentation.
Hindi, sir, kasi dito ako noon, hindi naman ako lagi pupunta roon sa mismong site. Tinira na lang ang tinira sa gabi.
Hindi nyo nabantayan. Napagpatayo na lang sila. Pero wala kayong formal process para ilipat yung rights sa lupa sa kanila.
Wala, sir. Wala.
Pag may-ari, wala. O, di sa inyo pa rin yung lupa. Kung sa tingin po ninyo may sapat kayong katunayan na sa inyo yung lupa, tulad ng titulo or tax declaration o anumang ibang bagay, kayo po yung may best evidence para sa pagmamay-ari ng lupa, sa inyo po yun. Ngayon, kung meron kayong nakita na nagkakalat-kalat sa inyong lupa, baka sa inyo na yun.
Hindi, what I mean, sir, yung na-expose na bakal doon, kung halimbawa mawas out ulit, pwede ko bang kunin yung bakal?
Wag boss, wag mong explicitly sabihin na kukunin mo. Wag mo na lang silang papasukin ulit dahil lupa mo yun eh. Hindi naman nila kinuha formally. Diba po? Wala naman silang titulo doon, wala silang title. Kumbaga yung title, legal title, hindi papeles ha. Wala silang, hindi nila nakuha yung right sa lupa. Nagpatayo lang sila, binarabara nila, hindi nila sinunod yung proseso. Kaya as far as you're concerned, kung hawak mo pa rin yung mga ownership title, sa'yo pa rin yung lupa. Ngayon, kung inabandon nila yon at hindi na nila ginagamit yung bagay, syempre, kung ano mang natira yun, syempre sa kanila pa rin. Pero makakapasok pa ba sila para kunin yun?
Kasi
Huwag na silang
mag-set ako
papasukin.
ng concern kasi, ng example dyan, nung early 2000 kasi, ang utol ko noon ng Kapitan Dan sa Grande, the same site din. Mr. Noli D. Castro, then a senator, number 1 senator, nag-put up din ng river control doon sa area. 100 meters din. A year after, bumagsak. So yung mga bakal doon, na-expose. Yung mga semento doon, nagiging artificial corals na lang. Pinamahayan ng mga malalaking isda. Ngayon, siguro na Mr. Secretary, alam niyo yung istorya noon. Yung ship file na pinagbubunot ni Kapitan, ilang traktor ang bubunot doon. Nakuha lahat. Hindi ko na alam kung sa secret na lang yan. Alam mo kung saan napunta yung mga ship files? Nung kinilo kasi hindi kaya ng 1 kilo yung yung kiluhan yung 1 piraso
Kung ano man ang plano mo doon, sir, gawin mo na lang din secret. Alright?
Hindi mo magawa secret, sir, kasi crane ang bubunot doon Anyway, wala na siguro pakialam ang kwan doon, ang contractor doon kasi bayad na sila Pag may-ari na ng national government yun. So, pakiramdaman ko na lang, if pagdating ng araw na yun, kung bubunutin ng taga-national, ano pa? Atiin ko na lang.
Sige po.
Kung pagdating ng araw at bumagsak yun at kayo ang mayor, pag-usapan na lang natin.
Yeah, very
Mahal yun.
Sabi nga nila, maraming paraan. Huwag mo lang sabihin.
May expose ka doon. Crane yun Mahirap bunutin.
Wala na pong ibang bagay? Alright.
Mr. Chair, since wala na po tayong ibang pag-uusapan pa, I move that we adjourn until October 27 at 10 o'clock in the morning.
When is October 27? That's next week. Alright? This session is adjourned without objection. Thank you so much, everyone.